Okay, I do want to show to you guys that the tensioner is on. All of the bolts are tight on the water pump itself. I do want to show you guys that, in case you forgot, okay, the orientation of the tensioner, it should be down, this metal piece on top, just in case anybody's wondering. Because I've noticed, I just kind of trying it to see if some other way fits, and I was actually able to flip it around and fit it over here. It still was fitting with a pulley being on top, so that would be the incorrect way. I like to check things like that in case anybody's going to be putting something back and you get confused or whatnot, so that this might save you. Anyways, just noticed this little hole and I'm thinking, it's not even supposed to be there. It's kind of weird. Let me see. Alright, so that is what I'm noticing. It's a hole. It's a hole right here. So yes, there is a hole there. Okay. I could not see it before with the dirt being in the way. At this point, the tensioner is actually not set. These belts are kind of difficult to put on by yourself, so you don't struggle. Best just to go ahead at this point, set it and put a pin in there. That way you could actually slip the belt on and everything without it being a problem. So that's kind of what I recommend. So the pin is actually located like right there. I already set it. This is kind of like what I'm using here. I want to show you. So this is the original belt back on. It's a smaller pulley, so you could see right now the tensioner is actually, locked where you could actually put a belt on with a pin. So try to put a 66. I mean, this is a 66-inch belt, but I try to put a 63 3/8 belt. That was too small. So I think I should have just bought 1 inch smaller belt. Because if I lift it up over here, it's only about 1 inch of play, technically, right there. So that would have been a tight squeeze. That would have worked fine. So I think, yeah, like 1 inch, but not 3 inches smaller. So I'll have to just get a different belt. Belt is not on. I do want to show you, it is tight. Like, it's right now, like with the tension, it's tight. It does not lift up. It's just a smaller pulley, which works really well. I just need to basically get a 1 inch smaller belt or a bigger pulley, basically. But with the original pulley, this belt was a struggle to put on. It was not easy. It was actually a pain trying to put it on, especially with one person. So it was a squeeze. But 1 inch smaller belt would work for sure. Now that the belt is on and some of these sensors, they're on, except this one, I do want to show you that this is not original pipe. That's not original pipe. I know I've mentioned it. This is the only one that's original. And that little fitting, which was a Y fitting, is now a T fitting, which is a brass fitting from Home Depot. It's like a 3/8. But you really got to just remove yours, match it up best you can with the hoses that you're going to be using. But as you can see, everything, everything fit, everything's together, everything's connected. I do want to give some recommendation. You see, get some light on this thing. Okay, let's see, hold on. Oh, come on, why is it blinking? Okay, looks like it's no longer blinking. But you see that fitting, that little one that you twist, it's best to put it in that orientation, because you could come in there kind of like with a tool over the socket or a screwdriver from that angle. That works. But on that side, it's best to have it down, and you could basically remove this little rubber grommet here from its place and put a screwdriver or a tool. I've actually used, let me show you what I've used to work on that. It's a 5mm. So you see, like, it's a long one. So shove it down in there, and I held it with like a I held that little fitting, which is on that side. I'm just using that as an example, with a screwdriver, and just basically tighten it, because obviously, it'd be difficult. But over here, I will explain. Look, you reach in from here, you see, you actually have access to it. You see, that works perfect. Unlike in that area, you don't have access to it. And I mean, you could kind of see there's a lot that's going on. I'm sure some of you guys could manage. You probably could do that one from the top, but that is better to do from the bottom. And also you want to make sure that you correctly position it in advance. You can't have it in an upper position. So keep that in mind when you're assembling. Throttle body is the last puzzle to this equation. Gotta go ahead and install that. Okay, I do want to show you that all the connectors are in place. I want to show you that this connector is together with that connector, just so you don't confuse these. That connects there. You really don't want to mess these things up, okay? You want to reverse connect it and then mess up, but actually it's kind of common sense if you think about it. So everything is technically on. Throttle body is nice and tight. It's installed. You want to make sure that nothing's in the way. This plastic clip goes here on this side, in case anybody's wondering, just conforms to that design. Also, when you're removing stuff, you could like mark it, you know, and then you will know also how things remove. Don't forget to put your clips back on where they're supposed to go if you've removed them. All of my clips are on. That hose at the bottom is on, it's clipped in. I actually put it on at the very beginning. And this too, and keep in mind, when you're removing these little hoses, there's rubber grommets inside and plastic pieces, so make sure you don't drop them or lose them, because you're gonna have leaks, in case anybody's having that, okay? But crossing my fingers that this is all going to work, okay? It's my first time working on this BMW X5, trying to do this, but there's always a first time for a vehicle. You just have to be observative and try to get it done. But time to put some radiator fluid in here. This is moment of truth. I just put everything together, just put some fluid in here. At the moment, I'm not going to close the lid. I want to start up the vehicle. This is fine. There's filters in there. That just sucks air from outside. That's all that is. But everything is on, supposedly. I just hope there's no leaks. Hope it starts. It's been sitting here for a while. All right, I gotta quickly inspect, like the inspector gadget. This is what I was talking about. It's a squeal noise because the belt is slightly too long. It's 1 inch longer. It's original size. I mean, thank God. Seems like no leaks right now. This fluid is flowing. That's a good sign. It does smoke over here underneath. I mean, that is something else. I mean, I'm a new owner to this vehicle. So why does it smoke? Probably bad stuff over here somewhere, or maybe oil leaks as well. I mean, it's a BMW. That's exhaust leaks. Could be exhaust manifolds that are leaking. I don't know. This sound will go away once it warms up. This will flow better once the thermostat opens, when it becomes full operational. I do need to add a little bit more fluid, but I'm kind of out right now. I'm using the standard type of fluid. By the way, I'm going to be putting a smaller belt in here, 1 inch smaller, and that sound's going to go away. That is a brand new belt, just so anybody knows. Brand new belt. It's just the water pump pulley is not original. It's a metal one, aluminum one. All right. Using my launch scan tool to tell me the coolant temperature in my engine after replacing the water pump in this BMW X5. I did not replace the thermostat. It seemed like it was fine. I did not have any issues with it before. However, I did have some issues with the water pump, specifically with the actual bearings in it. They have failed, so I needed to replace it for that reason. Instead of choosing the normal route, like buying an actual water pump from the dealer, I decided to go ahead and use a Chinese one. So this is a $35–40 water pump from eBay, and so far so good. I did run into some issues when I ordered it. They did not include any seals, so you want to make sure that you're gonna have seals. But anyways, I've been having it idle for a while, so the temperature just recently started going up. I just took it on a test drive. It was driving just fine. I just kind of took it around the neighborhood. What I want to do now, again, and I have already done this, is I just want to see if there's going to be any more leaks since it's warmed up. So I kind of have it parked over here instead of just my driveway. So far so good. There's no leaks. There's something little there. That could be the remnants of me filling it up with radiator fluid. So I did spill some, well, a lot actually, when I was trying to put it in. But anyways, I'm going to go on a quick drive, and I'm going to monitor what's really happening. So after replacing the water pump, the drive was successful. I was operating my vehicle for at least an hour. I was actually able to go somewhere and get some more radiator fluid just in case if I need it. This is the current temperature, 220, 92. So that is fine. I just got done driving. Basically, it's not overheating. Everything's working fine. So really happy with the current state of things. I'll update you guys if anything changes. Oh yeah, no leaks. There's absolutely no leaks, which is really amazing considering the amount of stuff that has seals. And I had to actually get an aftermarket seal for my water pump, and nothing's leaking. I'm really pleased. And as you could also hear, the belt is not making squeaking sounds. As I mentioned, once it warms up, that stops.